check this mess out. So I didn't even know if I could do this or not, but I wanted to add a 12 volt 60 watt PD charger, because the way I use it is my phone's right next to it, and they haven't added this yet, and I think when they do, they'll just add a normal charger. This is the DEWALT DCE 511. I think it's the first generation of this fan. So I went ahead and tore it apart. Great success so far. The video is kind of going to be backwards because I really didn't think I could get it done. But it comes apart super easy once you know what you're doing. And I'm going to probably put a hole where nobody would like it, so that, I wish this was a little bit thinner, but this is a 20 volt fan. This handles from 12 volt, really 0 volt, clear up to 24 volt. So it should be just fine on here. I'm going to use the wires that it came with, which I don't really like the fuse, but everything's going to be inside. Once I tore it apart, this is just a charge brick, kinda. I wonder why it can't be spun the other way and you plug it all in, because mine has this plug, so you can plug in the fan. Some units of the newer ones don't have that, but I already checked it with my meter, and if I was to plug it in here, it's not putting 110 to here, which is common sense. But I just had to make sure of it because there's going to be a battery in there. I guess there wouldn't be a battery in there if I plugged it in there, but it goes through a little board right there, and I'm hoping that I can put this right in here somewhere, but I think I'm going to be hitting that bolt. I don't really abuse it too much, so actually I like how this thing's built. I may just put it in it anyways, but look at all the structure in there. It's super thick. It actually has an overlap that overlaps and keeps it all together just in case it drops. Pretty nice. Definitely not waterproof. I was trying to see how to tear this apart, and I seen one guy just spraying it with water. This thing is not waterproof at all. It doesn't claim it's waterproof, but just to give you guys a heads up, keep you updated on this. I think I've stared at this thing long enough. It's time to make the cut. I don't think you guys can see, can you? Put on the, that logo's gonna get disappeared a little bit, but far over here is that screw. I've been looking at it, so I took the back out. This can overlap a little bit. Barely. Gonna take a 1 1/8. It's normally what I use to do cigarette size. And this is gonna overlap a little bit up the top. Guess I have more than one shot at this. Just buy a new fan. No, I don't like that spot. It's like a turn it on a little bit more powerful. It ate through that like nothing. There's no wires in there, and we missed the screw. Can you see that screw in there? Went right beside it. To be continued. So I only have one hand, but this is totally closed. If I was using my other hand, it's just popping out a little bit. So I had to modify it a little bit. See, I had to cut that out a little bit. I used just my Dremel with this awesome thing on there. It cuts plastic like nothing. So I just cut this up a little bit. Still there. It's still very strong too. Just cut it out so the wire could go through there. I guess if I did more planning, I wouldn't have had to do that. That's it for that. I am going to take my hot glue gun, and hot glue this right up against here, right here. Just kind of soak that in so it doesn't move, doesn't get loose. I'm gonna put the hot glue these on. I think I'm gonna put some hot glue on just these because them wires are barely on there, and this wiggles. So when I slide battery in there now, it wiggles. Also going to figure out the placement of the wires and then put a dab of glue on that. That piece actually doesn't go clear across there. See that? That goes across there, but not all the way. So I'm gonna put it under like that. Put a little dab on there. And I also put the fuses down here, the extra fuses. I'm gonna dab them in there, make sure the wiring's out, and then it's good to go. This is my complete mess. Put that crap everywhere. I shouldn't have put it so close to here because it actually goes around, pushes on there, but I think it's all right. Gobbed it everywhere. It's still not dry totally, but it's dry enough to hold everything. And when I put it in this, like I like rack it around it. Works pretty good so far. We'll have to see if it works. Actually, I think we can see if it works now. I kind of want to do a reveal video. The only reason I'm not showing each part of this is because it's like 2 in the morning and I'm doing it on my living room floor. And it doesn't look professional. Okay, this is the end of it. I got it all back together. Haven't tested it at all. Wanted to show you guys a few things. That looks pretty good on there, I think, for what I want. I was gonna make it come straight up, but the fan tilts. Everything still works. Put it back together. Well, I guess everything works. That spins. This still goes. So, to tear it apart, you pop that off just with a standard screwdriver, flat one. Looks like this underneath. Looks like it has a clip on one end and then the rest just push in. Then there is a Torx in there. They're all the same thing. T10? Torx T10. Looks kind of like a star. And then when you're done, put them all back in. This one has a washer and the other side has a washer. I'm not really impressed with what holds the fan to this base. And then that just pushes right in. Oh, those I pushed right in. Okay, don't push right back in. Now it won't come out. Well, it didn't break, so that's good. Now you gotta push both of these in first. The other side went right in. There we go. There we go. So push the 2 pins in first and then the clip. So there's the 2 screws. I wouldn't take them out first. I took them out last. So then all of them are the same screws. So you got torque right there, torque right there, torque there, 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 there. And then you flip it over. Do not take these side ones out. But you do have to take that out. There's a screw right there and a screw up there further. I had to use this. Actually, when I took this side off, this wedged me enough to where I could stick my screwdriver down there. Then you got one on both sides. These actually pop off, they overlap, which is pretty cool because if you don't get this all squished together right, this will even help it. Because these screws under here really don't do that much. They aren't very long at all. They're really small. So as you can see, I put it back together and there's no gap. I got it. The only thing I didn't really think about while I was doing all this was I cut a hole. Luckily I didn't cut the whole thing out, but you can see one of my wires in there. Not really a problem. I'm probably just gonna ooze some stuff in there. But if you're sitting in water, which I take care of my stuff, if you're sitting in a little bit of water, it may get up in there. I don't think it's gonna short anything out. So this is the first test. I'm gonna put in my cheapest battery just in case I did it wrong. That was weird. I plugged that in and my AC kicked on in my house. We still have a fan. Now I put that on the power side before this. That way it wasn't limited. So this has an on and off switch on it. The push button. Let's go ahead and push it, see if it turns on. Oh, it does. Look at that. Turns on. Let's plug in. If the USB PD works, then the other one should. I'm going to plug in my cell phone out of everything because my cell phone will actually tell me if it's fast charging. Let me get this text off the screen real quick. Okay, it will tell me. I even got DEWALT USB. Came with something else I bought. Actually, let's plug it into my phone first. Okay. If my phone goes boom, cool, I got a new phone. It is fast charging. It says it does 65 watt. My phone says fast charging, but not super fast charging. And will the fan work while it's charging it? Yes, it will. If I unplug the battery, does it just loses connection? I plug it back in. It doesn't automatically turn that on until I want it on. Let's see if it still says fast charging. If I still says fast charging. Oh, that's nice. And so the bottom one's a 3.0, which I think it's like a slow charge. I don't know. I'm just really happy this worked. Now, of course, I'm going to use more battery, but I have a 10 amp hour battery that fits in there and runs this thing for 4 days. I think I normally need it for 2, maybe 1, so at least I can charge my phone or any other device. I actually can charge this battery off of here because this cord is for the USB charger. So yeah, that's about it. I guess I should shut that off so I can talk to you guys. And I'll show you it did not mess with, and that just shuts right back off. Cord goes over that. Show you that I didn't ruin these things. That one pulls out no problem. That one pulls out no problem. Perfect. So you need a T10, and I did not modify this back here, which I guess the new units don't even have that. There you go. And that actually is stiff now, but I'm glad I reinforced it a little bit. Okay. It's all stiff. That's good. Perfect. Yep, trying to hit a hole. Thanks for watching.